Hello and welcome to the third game of the day. It is StarLadder Season 6, day number 8, iCCup OsG, and I will see one game between these two teams, as that is what happens in StarLadder Star Series. Every team faces each other once. It is a round robin of 16 teams, and so 15 games per team, and you get 3 points for each win that you get. And at the end of the season, the 4 teams with the most points and with the most wins will be going on to Kiev, to the LAN finals in the Cyber Arena. And today I will be joined by Basskip. Welcome back.
Hi Sheever, nice to be back. And yeah, iCCup versus OsG. Suspense, why are you excited for this game?
Well, I will tell you why. OsG is an unknown team for most people. And I've actually only known them since last week Sunday. And we've seen them go up against a lot of good teams. And even though they're not able to win all the matches that they play, definitely not, they have got this amazing coordination when it comes to counter initiation. And they really have a way of making enemies pay for the mistakes that they make if they overextend for just a moment. Then instantly here comes OsG, and they'll take fights off them, even though it was, for example, iCCup's intention to fight. And that is something that iCCup, in a way, is pretty known for, overextending. So I'm thinking these two teams match up really nicely in favor of OsG, purely for the counter initiation part. Of course, we know iCCup is not a weak team whatsoever, so it's not going to be all that easy. But I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to be doing, because counter initiation, that's the thing that OsG is excelling at.
Yeah, and OsG, I guess, they're the little guy here as well. You know, they're I guess the underdogs. So nice to see them. Yeah, nice to see them play again. We actually casted them just the other week, didn't we? So
yeah, we did.
Yeah, I got to do some of that, and more of this Bane pickup. So really having a high priority on this here. And I think I maybe compared their draft to what was like an Empire-esque draft, you know, the old Empire. So it seems like they're still sort of in that region. But yeah, an interesting draft again. No sign of Nyx Assassin. I think he is. I don't know what's happened to him. You know, he's crawled off into a corner somewhere.
Yeah,
hopefully
sad.
never to return. But we do see a Magnus, and I feel like there's someone I'm forgetting here.
Well, as for normal bands, I mean the gyro is of course picked up by iCCup. It was the second pickup, gyro and Keeper of the Light, with the Magnus of being the first pickup. We have a Wisp Bat Lifestealer, Nyx banned out, or Nyx, sorry. A lot of mids banned out by OsG, a lot of carries banned out by iCCup. And in terms of missing a hero, no, only the Nyx Assassin.
I think it's just the Nyx.
Yeah. I think
maybe I've got Visage on the brain from too much G1. But yeah.
It could be. I'm not expecting a Visage from either of these teams. I'm expecting a follow-up stun on the OsG side, so with maybe Alina, as we know that Alba likes to play that one. And we know also that the carry of OsG, I believe that's Judo, is a very, very good last hitter. He doesn't really miss all that much last hits ever from what we have seen. And the Luna is actually one of the heroes that we've seen him excel most on, but that one's banned out. So I'm going to be curious to see what OsG manages to pick up in terms of what carry they can actually find for themselves.
So OsG, interesting bans. They're definitely banning mid right now, but at the same time they're I mean, obviously they can't get everything, but there's still a Quap in the pool. We'll see what's gonna end up being. Okay, so we're gonna see some Alk. I was kind of hoping to see Bane maybe getting a little bit more farm. I like Bid Bane quite a bit. He doesn't really justify the farm, but you know, sometimes it's cute to see. But looks like OsG. We can sort of see how the lanes are going to be shaping up right now. And iCCup with a lineup that's, I guess, not too surprising in the current metagame. They're going to pick themselves up a Clockwork, and yeah, right now just looking to round it off with what looks to be a mid.
Yeah, and of course in the case of iCCup, something that has been pointed out, I believe yesterday or the day before, at some point, which I like to point out now as well, because I can just, you know,
10 seconds remaining.
Brag with other people's knowledge is amazing. Wow, Enchantress, by the way, that's gonna be interesting. So no follow-up stun on the Bane Nightmare. They don't have, well, they only have the unstable concoction then. But what I wanted to say is, if you have the gyrocopter and he's all farmed up and you're gonna go for a 5-man push, and you have your Clockwork there as well, if he plays his cogs, the gyrocopter does not have to walk all the way up front to be able to hit everybody with a flat cannon, because he'll just be able to hit on the cogs and the flak cannon will hit everybody.
Sure.
10 seconds
So
remaining.
that's the knowledge I wanted to brag with. So that combination that you see, like Clockwork
5
Gyro, is a
seconds
combination
remaining.
that is very potent when you have got your gyro up until that point where you're gonna start pushing or you're gonna start team fighting.
Yeah, does that work when you're? Oh yeah, because the cogs are, yeah, they're not like allied or enemy. It takes allies as many hits to break you out as it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just have to
It's
attack
only
them,
Clockwork.
but
It's only the Clockwork who has a special deal. So.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not something that I would have ever thought of. So. Yeah, that's definitely interesting. I'll have to keep that one stored away, and then I can bring it up sometime later and be, yep, look at this interesting piece of knowledge that Sheever did not tell me.
Exactly.
So I see what's it gonna be. I think they've been pushed towards the Quap. We'll see if it's gonna.
It will make a strong case. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, you have a Fiend's Grip on the field. It's not the easiest one to deal with, but you're up against the Magnus, so you should be winning the mid lane. Enchantress is very annoying with her enchant and her whole untouchable thing.
Yeah.
For anybody that has to hit her, which is Alchemist, but if you can blow her up with the Sonic Wave, you don't have to deal with that. So it does fit. The question is, do they want to play it? And if not, what do they want to play instead? They want to play someone that blows zeros up as well. But it's going to be the Templar Assassin. So that's an interesting pickup. Should still win against mid. I mean, basically having the same matchup in terms of winning the matchup mid.
Yeah, so TA is still going to do well mid. She's not... Okay, there's pros and cons against Alchemist. Obviously, Alchemist doesn't actually start off with a huge amount of armor, so the minus armor, makes it that much easier to bring him down. But at the same time, you're fighting as a TA, probably in the middle of a team fight with acid spray around, so that sort of limits your survivability there a little bit. I think TA is probably a little bit less susceptible to Enchantress ganks as well, especially when you're talking about, for a Quap, if you find a troll, that's probably a kill. For TA, it's not necessarily the case. So yeah, I like the Templar Assassin pickup, and hopefully they'll be able to get quite a bit done. Also, I think Oslick might be cheeky and get Bane to pick up Enfeeble at level 1 and just walk mid and try and make the matchup easy. And obviously TA suffers less from that than Quap does. So.
I have the bug.
The bug?
The bug.
What's the bug?
I cannot see my mouse, nor can I click things. I have to.
Have to reopen.
I have to restart my Dota. Sorry, people. Well, luckily there is a pause, so I guess that's good. And we can't read Russian anyway, so that's all good. Restarting my Dota, people. That's what I do. So you'll see a black screen with a perfect overlay there, but without Dota in it. But I'll leave the floor to you while I restart my Dota.
Okay, so should I just start running over who's? Oh, do you want to wait?
Yeah, wait with that. I mean,
yeah, we'll wait. Okay,
I like the
so
visual support.
Yeah, so then we can have a gander at people's cosmetics, talk about their starting items. But okay, so let's just talk lanes and sort of I guess what we're expecting. It's going to be a TA heading towards mid. It's more than likely going to be an off lane Clock. They could do a little bit of a weird tri lane centered around the Clock with him being the primary farmer, and then Jackal just making his way to solo the Gyrocopter, to make his way solo up on top. And OsG, hopefully this Enchantress is going to get a lot done. I mean, there's a lot of weight on the Enchantress's shoulders early game. Yeah, I mean, just as a hero, she's going to fall off later in the game. That's going to be it. Needs to be, hopefully, at least one early kill and one early tower. I think that needs to be, the minimum effectiveness that you need to get out of your Enchantress early game. Or, you would have been better off probably picking someone who could just gank more effectively with the Bane. So, yeah, we shall see.
So I'm back. I'm seeing
Nice.
everything. My mouse is visible. Woo, that's great. So for OsG, OsG Gaming, it is Alba playing the Bane for this game. Brain on the Nature's Prophet. Judo on the Alchemist with Obi-Wan Banon playing the Enchantress. And it is going to be Slander once again in the mid lane on the Magnus.
Awesome. So over on the side of iCCup, we have Mag playing the Clockwork. We're going to have Always Want to Fly on the Keeper of the Light. Zik is going to be on the Rubik. Heading towards mid is Resolution. And Jackal is going to be making his way top as the Gyrocopter. So it looks like it might be this Clockwork-centered trial. Mag has no items. So... Wait, what? Is that...
Yes.
What?
What are you talking
Does
about?
Mag... Does Mag have items in his inventory right now?
Yes, he does.
Why don't I see?
Do you have a bug too? You need to restart your Dota too?
But why does everybody else have items? So Rubik has Tango, Salve, Sentries, yeah.
Oh, you mean Mag? Oh yeah, Mag. He doesn't have
Mag.
items. I thought
Mag
you mean
has-
Magnus. What the hell?
Oh, no, Mag. Mag
Yeah,
the
so he
clockwork.
pulled people. Let's see who he pulled. What does Jackal has? Okay, no. He doesn't have any gold either. He just probably bought the
Oh no,
courier.
everything's on the courier for Mag. It's just a bit slow.
Oh, there he goes. Yeah. Thank you. Confusing,
Yeah.
people.
I was like, what? Why no items? But yeah, so it is going to be this clockwork-centric tri-lane. The really nice thing about running this tri-lane down here is that it's going to force the Enchantress out of the jungle to try and come and help out, and that's going to make things easier for mid, and it's going to make things easier for top. You kind of favor the Gyrocopter against the Nature's Prophet. On mid, you obviously favor the Templar Assassin against Templar Assassin against the Magnus. So this tri-lane works out great because it's going to force the Enchantress to come and deal with them instead of, you know, making life more difficult for top or anything like that. We could see, and looks like we might just see, Enchantress make his way top anyway to try and pick up some kills on the Gyro. That is going to leave bottom lane in a pretty tough, situation because Bane not the best defensive support, and Alchemist, I mean, without an escape, we saw how dangerous that is when, you know, with Q-Pad, and I think we might see a repeat though. iCCup, well, there's definitely some killing power. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I kind of like that they sent the Enchantress top. We know that Enchantress is one of those heroes that can just make a lot of difference early on. No cap on the amount of heroes she's gonna be, or creeps she's gonna be able to take over, and she's already going for it. Jackal thinking he's just up against the Nature's Prophet. We'll be finding out that there's also a Centaur there. Do they have enough lockdown though? Centaur stun will come in. Is there enough damage? Nature's Prophet just bashing on him as well. There will be no Sprout. There's just Trans. Actually, there's a Sprout. Never mind me. He's level 2. And that Jackal going down. That's a first blood going away if OsG.
Yeah, really nice movement from OsG to start things out. And if Enchantress is enough of a nuisance top, then this tri-lane will break apart eventually. They'll probably just leave the Clockwork behind and, you know, rotate the supports to try and pressure out. But wow, a second Centaur. Here we go, round 2.
Let's see. Centaur's going all the way around. You see the jukes, the attempted jukes. Here comes another Centaur. There will be stun number 1. Here comes, oh, next Centaur. Micro is needed. Centaur, the second Centaur doesn't come in. The TP comes in for we just sick, but the last hits are not enough. And that is going to be a bit of a miss Micro coming off from the Enchantress. Unfortunately, otherwise that would have been a kill. The other Centaur could have gotten a stun off as well.
If only she'd been able to get, the second Centaur in range for the stomp before Prophet sprouted. Because, I mean, the Sprout helped them get 1 or 2 auto attacks off, but it didn't really, you know, ensure the kill. Jackal able to just tango his way straight through, so. Could have been a second one, but, I mean, Enchantress, enough of a nuisance to force the Rubik to make his way top. And Zik now just going to have to hang around and, you know, try and fight the already level 2 Enchantress, so.
Yeah, and
We
the
shall
pool
see.
is already gonna. Oh, it actually worked, I think.
Yeah, it actually went through. And
But this is something that Obi-Wan Balan can definitely dispute, and you should be able to get that as Alchemist actually still goes down. The dual lane working out. But that was Cogs logging him in.
Oh.
Battery Assault, Illuminate over the top, and Bane apparently not in range to do anything. Looks like he was
just-
pulling and stacking.
there's not a whole lot that he can do except maybe try and Nightmare dodge the Illuminate, but that's just, you know, I don't know if that's necessarily within the realm of possibility. It's definitely not Disruption, that's for sure.
True. Can only try to maybe Nightmare the Keeper of Light to make sure he can't even cast to begin with, but yeah, it's not the easiest of defensive heroes, so to speak. Does put Judo in a bit of a tough spot. I mean, he is supposed to be farming here. Thought he was going to be safe with just 1 support being forced top, but apparently he has to be very careful now still, and that will, like, the state of mind of having to be careful will probably hurt him a bit in terms of his farm. Compared to Jackal though, I mean, Jackal at least already died once before, so in that way he is even 15 for 4 up on Jackal, while we see Judo sitting on 7 for 0, so Judo slightly behind. Has got Gleeful's Greed, obviously. And we're going to be seeing Enchantress going for it again with 1 Centaur this time. Here's the slow Rocket Barrage doing a lot of damage. There's the Centaur stun. Telekinesis coming in, and Obi-Wan Banon will be going down. Jackal picking up the kill. And now all of a sudden he is ahead by far compared to Judo. Centaur will probably pay for it as well, as he is just a couple of assets away from dying. There we go, more gold for We Just Dig. And that makes a difference.
Yeah, and I think Enchantress is now just... I mean, you can already see that even with the death, Jackal was having a fantastic time against Brain on top. So, yeah, it's hopefully going to just be able to rotate down towards bot, pick up some kills there, maybe get the tower going. Though obviously pushing into the Keeper of the Light is going to be tough. But, I mean, despite the first blood from OsG, farm is distinctly in the hands of iCCup right now. So, the farmer in all 3 lanes working out fantastically, and Mag's on his way to... Mag the Clockwork is on his way to a pretty quick level 6. So, yeah, this is going to be... It's going to be tough. And again, I mean, Alchemist, not a hero that you can ever leave alone in lane. I mean, he's just... He has no escape, he's not enormously survivable, there's no TP and disruption to save him. I think Bane is kind of just stapled to him for the, at least until they get some pressure going.
Oh, slow up on resolution. He pops up a refraction though. Slander with the Invis rune can't really hope to screw him down. Well, he could probably do it, but wouldn't be able to get a kill with it, so that is that. In the meantime, the mid lane itself, I mean, goes away of resolution for sure. He is level 6 and a bit already, with Slander not being level 6 just yet. So no RP on the board just yet, with resolution sitting on 28 for 7, Slander on 25 for 3. Slightly in favor of resolution, but with the level advantage going the way of resolution as well, puts them in a favor. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, it is an exchange. It is a support for a support, and Judo trying to take down Mag. Brain coming in as well. Mag running for his life. No more Sprout there to help out, and that is going to be the end of that, which I kind of missed as well. But oh well.
Yeah,
support
Oxstun does a lot of damage. It's support for support. It's not a huge deal. It is nice that Alchemist picks up the kill, though obviously Mag gets his own kill as well. And that level 6 is, encroaching closer and closer, and that's just, that's probably gonna be kills somewhere. And they've got, reasonably leveled Keeper of the Light. Zik is pulling his way towards level 5. Up on top, so the support levels are something that you have to be a little bit concerned about. Alba at level 4.5 doing okay, but again, just cannot afford to leave the Alchemist alone too much. Otherwise, he just gets pressured away from the creep wave, as you can see right now. Not getting any of this farm. So hopefully, the level 6 on the Bane will be able to get quite a bit, because it's coming at the expense of getting too much on Alchemist.
Yeah, and of course, also the RP should be making a difference for OsG soon. Because it is up. Question is, when is he gonna leave mid? And of course, when a Magnus at level 6 leaves mid, it's obvious to know what he is gonna be doing. So you'll see iCCup playing it extra safe, or maybe set up a bait for him, trying to counter-initiate. And as I already said during the draft, it is normally OsG that is the one to counter-initiate. They are not really one to really look that much for action, rather than wait until the opponent comes to them and then make them pay for certain mistakes or being out of position. And try and take team fights off the back of that. In the meantime, bottom lane is going to have some initiation though. Hooking up on Elba, Illuminate flying through as well. John is being starved up. They leave Elba to rot there, it seems like. Never mind, he doesn't have a brain step anymore though, and it's Mag that will be going down. Nicely done there. It is Judo picking up the kill. Elba able to stay alive with a self up on him as well. Always want to fly, trying to do what he can. Couldn't do it. In the meantime, on the middle lane, it is a skewer. No RP just yet. Oh, there we go. There's the RP. Resolution is the target, but there's no extra follow-up. Nature's Prophet comes in too late. Resolution able to walk away from that.
Yeah, and OsG, name of the game on bot, counter initiation. They get the pick off. Alba pops a clutch salve to live through the urn charge. So nicely done. That's level 5. One more and he can start gripping people, start getting those kills set up. And Judo's doing okay. I think really for item build this game, I'd like to see him, because he needs to be sticking around with the Bane. Well, maybe Bane doesn't need to sit on top of him in lane. Maybe,
oh, they're gonna go for him. Stun is being charged up. They want to go for Mac again. They won't be able to though. So Judo just throws out the stun and is done with it.
Yeah. But yeah, just quickly finishing that thought, I'd really like to see him just go straight for a Shadow Blade at this point, and then roam around a little bit with the Enchantress, roam around a little bit with the Bane. They can't afford to leave him alone to farm. He could still go Battle Fury or something like that and retreat into the jungle. But I think I'd just really like to see them make use of the fact that they've got a Fiend's Grip, they've got a Reverse Polarity, they've got ultimates that should at the very least be a kill every single time they're up. So hopefully we'll see that from OsG here.
Yeah, it should be coming out. In the meantime, we have Jackal still free farming top. Going for Helm of the Dominator first. By the looks of it, 52 last hits going his way. We also have got the Templar Assassin sitting on 54. So it is iCCup pulling ahead on the farm. And we see that in the net worth as well. They're just very far ahead as we do miss Clockwork. And I say miss because he's no longer on the bottom lane. So, you know, miss bottom lane. But Clockwork has rotated top. He has got his hook shot, of course, looking for maybe a way in. But that Treant, oh my god, that Treant just got juked, well, without him knowing it. Just saying. In the vision. But yeah, he's looking for initiation. He wants to hook in up on Brain. And Brain, of course, cannot TP out while that battery assault's going on because, you know, it's just annoying. The question is, can he get that?
He's completely helpless.
Yeah.
Treant wall, come on.
Safe.
Yeah, so the Treants and the creeps, yeah, makes it kind of difficult for Mag to get in, and this is time sort of, well, kind of wasted. Resolution's going to make his way top as well, so they're probably going to be able to force down this tier 1. But if Oslick suspects they might be it, no, Fly's already bought. So iCCup already cutting off the trade, and so either it's come fight top or give us a tower for free.
I guess it's gonna be the latter one, giving us a tower for free. Maybe they can do something bottom though. They always want to fly by himself, won't be able to do that much. And Slander with the haste rune might be able to get something in there. They do have that RP.
Top tower has fallen.
Never mind, Slander goes back middle. Probably just wants to wait until he has a blink dagger before he goes aggressive, but I'm not sure if that's the right call. I mean, fighting right now just to make sure that your opponent isn't getting too far ahead is pretty important since they already are ahead. They already are ahead by about 2k gold, a bit over already even. With the experience graph being at 0, 3 to 3 kills of course, but the gold difference is gonna be one thing to be looking out for because that's important when you're having an alchemist there. He should in theory be ahead, that's the way he's built. Hook shot in, it's gonna be a fight. It is again the Bane that he gets. There is a brain step still if he gets it. RP only hits upon always wanna fly. Max slightly out of position for that one as we see Obi-Wan Banan getting bursted down. Always wanna fly, gonna stay alive, and OsG on the run. No chemical rage for Judo. Rocket Barrage will be there. He should in theory be fairly tanky. It looks like Slander is gonna try to help out. The stun is being charged up. Might be able to get some time. Fiend's Grip up on Resolution. Turn it around, they say. With the flak cannon there. Might not be the best choice. And a meld will kill off Judo. And now Slander on the run. Last one there. Bane already going down. And that is Slander. Oh, probably dead as well. And that's gonna be basically 4 heroes down here. Starting off with the Enchantress, and the only one that didn't die is Brain that's trying to take something back here on the top lane. Won't be able to get anything though.
Yeah, so what looked like a pretty good team fight to start things out for OsG. You know, they got the Bane. They got the Bane out to safety, and then they got the 1-for-1 to start. But unfortunately, iCCup, it's just so hard to get away from. So hard to get away from the TA traps, and the attempt to turn around with the Fiend's Grip is cute, but unfortunately, a single pop from Flak Cannon finished him. Brian, yeah, no, he's not going to be able to get a tier 1 top. And this is the downside, obviously, of having the Nature's Prophet, is that he's just not enormous in terms of team fight power. So when that kind of thing does break out, he doesn't really do all that much. And again, I'm really hoping that this is going to be a Shadow Blade on Judo, because if it's a farming item on the Alchemist and a farming item on the Nature's Prophet, then OsG, I think they missed that window of opportunity that's afforded by the Enchantress and by the Bane. So hopefully, I'm really hoping that he can get this Shadow Blade going and they can start picking up some kills around the map.
Of course, in theory, I mean, if StarLadder is fighting and Nature's Prophet is indeed not involved in that fight, you'd at least expect him to take something in return. For now, he is just not big enough to really do that. He picked up his Handed Midas, as you pointed out, and he's just not going to be that big of a nuisance until later on. And it's waiting it out for now until Judo can make a big splash in this game, and yeah, that's gonna be having to wait until the Shadow Blade is up. In the meantime, we have the gold grab going the way of iCCup still pretty heavily. iCCup is not done just yet with laying down some pressure. They want to go bottom, hook shot, hits, they get Brain, and they jump in. Resolution with this blink dagger that they picked up after the previous fight is able to help that out. TP incoming though. Alba by himself, is that really what you want to do? Is that an RP on the board? There is, but they paused. Door. What? Someone knocked at the door. Okay, noted.
Okay, so...
Okay. You don't normally have people knocking at the door.
1-800 Merlini.
Yeah.
But Anyway, yeah, you know, it's not Merlini knocking, obviously, but so Resolution's game plan right now is wait for the blink to cool down and then blink into the trees. And StarLadder has an RP. There's no anti-invis. Mag.
Well,
is a little
if
bit
he hits
further
the
away.
RP and he hits it
Yeah.
like not exactly where Resolution is standing,
He'll move him.
he'll
Yeah.
move him and he will be visible, and then there is the Fiend Script.
Yes. Are there any more TPs? There is one on the Enchantress. There isn't one on Judo. He still doesn't have a point in Acid Spray just yet. I'd kind of like to see that, you know, just to be more of a pain for the TA, soften her up a little bit.
Yeah.
And let's see what happens here.
They leave him.
Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they
Has
thought
been
he already escaped. Huh? Dire Courier goes down.
And that is the result of
Dire's
Clockwork.
bottom tower
He
is
was
under
walking
attack.
into the bottom lane. He was escaping from the Sylph on the top lane. And he found him. And he killed him. And he is able to get away with it.
Yeah. So gets back to safety. Not a whole lot happening from that top. I mean, they did manage to get down the Nature's Prophet again. So anything that you can do to stop him, you know, stall out the split push is going to be great. Meanwhile, Alk. We're getting into the decisive moment. Again, I'm really hoping that it's going to be the Shadow Blade. It's kind of the standard these days,
Dire's
so I think,
middle
you know,
tower
we're
Yeah,
more
I'm
than likely to see
expecting
it.
a Shadow Blade as well. It's just the question is, are they able to make it work? How aggressive can they be with it? I mean, yes, they have an RP, but do they have enough damage after that? That's the question, and it's gonna be tough. You have to deal with the refraction already. Jackal seemingly not afraid to be joining inside team fights, as we already saw earlier.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah,
Dire's middle
it's going to be
tower
tough.
is
And
under
again, you know,
attack.
I said right at the start of the game that, you know, the metric of getting enough out of your Enchantress, you know, of getting at least a kill a tower. I mean, iCCup with the Keeper of the Light, it's made it so difficult for Enchantress to do any sort of pushing. And I mean, as soon as she got forced off top lane, we haven't really seen Enchantress get too much done. There's been, you know, no real way to attempt to push on bot, and once you get past that sort of 8 to 9 minute mark, the crits aren't really that relevant. So
No, I just realized that I made a big thinking mistake. I thought the Dire Courier actually was the one that lived, but it was a Radiant Courier that went a Dire Courier that went down, and it was a Radiant that was able to pick it up right after the blink away from Resolution. So my bad there, but well, it only had a Mystic Staff in it. So not too big of a loss in a way, apart from the gold, of course, that they give away. That's something that OsG Gaming is going to be very happy with because they need it, because they don't have any towers yet.
wait, Mystic Staff or Staff of Wizardry?
Staff of
I-
Wizardry.
Yeah, okay. It's like, who has a Mystic Staff?
No, it's Staff of Wizardry, my bad.
My Courier hotkey is one of my fog hotkeys, so I can't actually hit it.
Ah,
That's something that I need to fix.
yeah.
Yeah.
We do have Always Wanna Fly building towards the mechanism. It's got it almost complete actually, and it looks like they want to take down something. It's not an ancient stack that they want though, but maybe they just want to smoke up and go
Dire's
somewhere,
middle tower
go
is
bottom,
under
or
attack.
hook in and kill off Judo. Hook in is of course, you don't need smoke if you get a hook. But Judo smells trouble. Trap goes off as well. They realize where he is. But the hook is gonna go into the support. They find Obi-Wan bound on the Fiend Script up on Mag. They will make sure that Obi-Wan is gonna be fine. And Mag is the one taking a lot of damage here. RP up on 3. And Judo, this time with the Acid Spray. Resolution staying alive for now. But the Sentry Ward is there this time. And that is 3 down for just one Enchantress. And StarLadder with a double damage rune, of course, there as well. And this should result in at least a tier 1 tower. Brilliant fight from OsG. And this is what I was saying. Counter initiation. That's their thing.
Dire's bottom tower is under
That was a spectacular versatility, really. You know, great job, StarLadder. Oh, and Judo is hunting. Fly, I think you are in trouble, my friend.
Yeah, there goes the stun. Shockwave, Skewer, you're dead. That's in theory 4 for 1. And no tower though, yet. No tower yet. We just did coming in here to try and defend it perhaps. But Judo already charging up a stun, popping a Shadow Blade. We just did already far back. So Judo will be happy stunning himself for now. But the tower lives. That's something that I wasn't expecting. They don't get anything in return for that fight.
Aside from, you know, the plethora of kills. But yeah, it was they couldn't capitalize to take something, you know, extremely tangible, take that map control. And iCCup, this is a valuable tier 1 bot. I mean, most of the time the offlane towers are kind of throwaway, but this is control over their ancients. And, you know, as we can see, Jackal is being pretty diligent as far as stacking with the Centaur is concerned. So, yeah, holding on to that tier 1 is pretty significant. I guess a credit to Fly. He should have traded his life for the tower's life, and I think in the long run that does actually, you know, that does do a little bit better for them, just holding on to that ancient stack.
I guess that's true. It's just, yeah, I don't know. They really need those core items up on the OsG, so the towers are going to be more important. And if they're going to be having the split push thing going on, you kind of want to be able to reach that point with split pushing and trading things when you already have got the tier 2s down perhaps, but at least the tier 1s, so that you can start trading more bigger things and can force your opponents back further with your split pushes. And right now they're not having that, and later on that will be hurting them a lot. Because they like iCCup will be able to trade tier 1 towers no problem, but OsG, they can't afford to lose more towers than they already have, as Roshan will be taken down by iCCup.
Yeah, and Jackal's almost got a BKB, Resolution's doing pretty well in terms of farming. The Coddle being the nuisance that he is, he's pretty much the only 4-position hero in the game that can reliably farm a mech, and that just makes him so absurdly strong. I mean, he's almost got that one picked up right now, which means that Mag can go for, you know, a 4-staff, pick up some different items, get that little bit tankier. So, yeah, Coddle is being a huge pest this game. It's the only reason that iCCup still have all of their towers still standing against the Enchantress, and yeah, it's making life tough. It's going to make the Nature's Prophet life really difficult later as well, not just because of the direct pushing factor, but also because he can turn either the TA or the Gyrocopter into a split pusher as well, which is going to mean that, you know, if it turns into a split push battle with a bit of a stalemate on mid, then iCCup, you know, have their own split push to leverage as well.
Yeah, what is iCCup doing here? Oh, there we go, smoking. And they don't have to run very far, because they'll find OsG right here. And they go in, blinking in up on Obi-Wan. The Nature's Attendant's too slow. The Fiend's Grip a bit too slow, and he'll just get picked up from that one. Judo will die as well. RP actually might help him a bit. Judo already dead. Scooter to the high ground, 1 down. But Slander, you're dead too, buddy. And now only Nature's Prophet left alive. They popped the dust just in case, but he doesn't have his Shadow Blade ready, only just now he has it. But he is already pushing top, and this will be Roshan for iCCup.
Yeah, really nice initiation from iCCup. You know, there's always a maybe if the RP had been a little bit faster, you know, maybe they keep somebody alive and get the damage out, but yeah, I really don't know about the jump from the Magnus there. I mean, his teammates had all pretty much already died, and it was just, he got a kill out of it, but obviously not worth his life at the end of the day, and that's going to be Aegis going the way of iCCup, so yeah, looking really good. This 6-minute window should probably be at least a tier 1 mid. You know, they can be kind of slow about this, and the nice thing about picking up this TA as opposed to, oh, denied top, nice job by Fly.
Yep, but it was a bit on obvious deny, I guess. Brain just right-clicking that and blast it, yeah, well, then goes to the Keeper of the Light, even with this low amount of base damage, I guess. But yeah, that was the first tower that went down on the side of iCCup. So even though it's a deny, it's a little bit of extra gold going away of OsG. OsG who really still need those core items up. They still need that mechanism up. Who is actually building that one? Nobody yet, I believe. As I'm checking, indeed nobody yet. Well, on the other side, iCCup almost has it complete, and that will make a big difference in the fight. Because if you're gonna start team fighting and you're gonna be up against that Magnus RP, and you know there's a lot of burst damage coming out, and one mech charge will be able to help you out, get yourself back up to continue fighting to actually win that fight still, even with the RP on the other side being successful.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean that, yeah, Coddle is just such a pain. Buying a mech, stopping pushes, he's just, yeah, discourages team fights, discourages, you know, aggressive pushing. He sort of forces you to play a particular way. That's kind of a pain. I feel like I'm gonna get something said about not finishing that thought that I just had before, so I'll try and get that out as quick as possible. The nice thing about the TA is in this longer format of the game compared to someone like a Quap is that obviously she right-clicks later on in the game. While Quap does sort of bring that to the table, you know, TA is a lot stronger in that regard. So it's a minor point, but that's another reason why I think I like the TA pick so much more than the co-op that OSG kind of tried to push them towards. So yeah, that's my bit before the coddle got the deny.
We actually have Magnus building towards his refresher. Of course, he's not quite there just yet, and he actually has to be very careful because he is 1 versus 5 right now in the mid lane. Well, 2 versus 5 with also Obi-Wan Bannon coming out to play, but that will be a nice thing to have. Then that mechanism might not be that big of a nuisance, especially if they can get Always Wanna Fly in that RP, which is probably unlikely because Keeper of Light just like to stand at the back and kill stuff. Obi-Wan Bannon though, in the meantime, split pushing top, and look at that tier 2 tower. Dead. All of a sudden, OSG get themselves a massive advantage from that. Purely by just taking down a tier 2 and basically opening the next split push for the tier 3. So next time they'll trade, they might be able to trade some damage to a tier 3 tower top. Even though they don't have the tier 1s at the other 2 lanes, it doesn't really matter in that case.
Yeah, and the nice thing about having this profit at this point as well is that, I mean, you look at the tier 1 on bot, that's gold that's already in OSG's pocket. They just haven't sort of cashed the check just yet. You know, even if they push out, as soon as iCCup leave this lane, Profit can just come in and backdoor it. Yeah. There's no backdoor protection on the tier 1s, so hopefully it'll just be free gold for them once they're able to claim it. And the split pushing is doing a really good job of wasting time on the Aegis as well, which is just sitting on resolution right now. So they've only got another 2.5 minutes left with that, and really looking to get something because they haven't claimed any map or any kills or anything from it when they should really be looking for these fights. So they're grouping up now.
Yeah, and they're looking for it in the mid lane. They're gonna be finding Alba first. Hey, Alba, we'll blink in. Never mind, StarLadder was already here. Scored to the high ground. We'll be able to say live Fiend's grip up on Jackal, but Oak shot in, and Alba will still be the one to go down. Didn't really realize that everybody came from behind there, and they don't have any wards up on the map, by the way. They didn't smoke up. iCCup, that is. They just walked up there. Of course, there's a gem up on Mag, so you know what, that helps. iCCup knew they were walking in there without vision coming from OSG, but it's still something that, well, makes a difference.
Yeah, and there's a grip on Rubik as well. He managed to steal it right after he got cancelled. So.
Nice pickup for the tower still for Brain, as you mentioned. Tier 1 tower in the next engagement was indeed going the way of OSG. So they get something in return for their own tier 1 and a kill up on the Bane, but the Fiend Script being stolen, that's actually a pretty big thing, because there's one thing that Alchemist needs to do in a fight. It's hitting stuff. And he's got an Assault Grass and he's looking good. But if that Fiend Script goes up on him, he won't be able to do anything, and no matter how many RPs you will have, unless they're of course up on the Rubik himself, he is not going to be able to do the damage that's needed through those RPs disables. As he's actually charging up his stun with the haste rune, he is going to be landing it up on Mag. 4-star forward, he pops himself inside the cogs. That's enough for OSG to not be able to go in, but...
Yeah. RPs are just... Okay, obviously... Okay, it's a really stupid thing to say that, RP is very important for OSG, but it's so much more important... Oh, fly.
Oh, yeah. I'm amazed that he's trying to do so much before he goes down. Like, he lived for a very long time.
Yeah, blinding light gets the mech. Just nuisance of the light, as always.
Yeah. But yeah, down he goes regardless.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway. But the really nice... Yeah, the big thing for OSG is, like you said, Alchemist, he's going to have trouble in this game. It's going to be, if there's a stolen grip, that's awful. If there's a... if he walks in the middle of a call down, then he's not hitting people. If he's getting kited around by TA traps, he's not hitting people. If he gets bounced around by cogs, he's not hitting people, and it's all up to the Magnus to set him up every single time. So it's very fortunate for OSG that with this refresher, that it's actually a 4-position Keeper of the Light instead of a 4-position Rubik, because once you have that refresher orb, Rubik is always going to steal RP. I mean, it's just, there's no real hope. If Rubik isn't caught, that he's not going to be able to steal it. But I just don't know if there's really a chance for him to be able to get good use out of it, unless he maybe gets 4-staffed by Mag. So, and Mag Clockwork.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the refresher orb, it's so important for OSG. They need, I think, at least a 3-man RP, or just catch at least 2 people who are the big threats to Alk. Yeah.
And a Clockwork preferably. And the, yeah, I can't continue
and the
going.
Gyrocopter.
And everybody else.
and the Keeper of the Light, who I didn't mention, but Nuisance of the Light strikes again because he has Blinding Light. So.
And the mechanism.
Exactly. So
Basically, you need a 5-man
it's tough
RP.
time. You don't need it, but obviously you would like.
It's ideal. Yeah. Surprise. Well, we're gonna see if he can do it. I mean, the refresher is done, so the only question is iCCup gonna be seeing it coming? Did they already scout it out, and is OsG finding the opening? And there, Judo is looking for an opening. There's a sentry ward there, though. He has to be careful. Can't run too far. Realize that he might have been going in a bit too far. Lands the stun and runs away again as he's getting chased by a homing missile, but that's okay.
Haste.
And,
Nice.
But the
Everybody's
nice thing
coming
is
to
again,
defend it.
Nature's Prophet kicking into gear, and iCCup. I don't know if they're making full use of the fact that they have the coddle to be able to just recall people into fights. Jackal doesn't have to be here to start. Mag doesn't. I mean, Mag kind of needs to be here to start because he's, he's jumping in, he's hookshotting, he's initiating. But they could even just leave someone like Resolution to fight Brain and stop him from doing exactly what he's doing right now, because this is gonna probably turn it into a trade as opposed to an outright tower. Yeah, so Jackal is gonna go back, but with it, iCCup just choose to back off and.
Yeah, no spirit from left again on fly. Actually, he has a charge, so he will be calling it back. But that actually was a bit of damage. No, it wasn't. Never mind. He calls it back. So Jackal is back after pushing back the bottom lane. So that's good. But how much can they actually do here? Like this is a turtle point, a turtleneck, bottleneck. There we go. Turtle point, bottleneck for a good RP potentially coming off from Slander. The question is. You see their movement right now, like they're standing perfectly fine.
Yeah, but Brain is already top. He's chipping away at the tier 3 and...
Oh, they miss. They do have a gem though. So Brain cannot TP away from this. He'll die, but he has got buyback.
He's probably not gonna have to. Those cogs plucking the Nature's Prophet out of his sprout.
Yeah.
That was a bit cruel and unusual, but yeah. So he does die. The Blink Dagger from Resolution obviously getting him in range there. And did we just have a pass off of the gem? Yeah, looks like we did as well. So Mag is now on Prophet hunting duty from this point forward. But iCCup, yeah, it's a big pickoff, especially because Roshan is so close, and this means that they have a minute to be able to get lanes in exactly the position that they want, 30 seconds to get the lanes exactly where they want them, and then they can pretty much take Roshan uncontested. The only thing that would really be stopping them, I think, is in part the Nature's Prophet. Though OsG, they've got double RP, we'll see, they might be able to get something done.
No, Flak, they find Elba. Elba dead. And that's enough for the Roshan, probably.
I think that's Roshan for free now for iCCup.
And Jackal already looking so good. He has got a Satanic, he's got 2k gold. The BKB, of course, that we already saw earlier. And also already the Yashai. He's just looking really strong. And with the ages that he'll get, he's going to be almost impossible to kill for OsG.
I don't even know if they need to give it to Jackal. I think they can just give it to Resolution. Because he can be so much more aggressive with the Blink Dagger if he has the Aegis up. Oh no, okay, this is gonna be...
You were right though, I mean, could have been a choice, especially with the Satanic. It gives him so much survivability. Wasn't necessarily needed, but now he can just stand there, hit stuff, and just continue standing there hitting stuff. And you know the thing is, OsG, they can put effort into taking him down, and that's great, that's amazing. If they do get him down, then there will be a Satanic, so he gets himself back up again right before he dies. Then there will be an Aegis, then he'll be alive again. He has a BKB afterwards, he has another Satanic probably afterwards as well. You don't want to focus in right now.
Yeah, I think the argument completely depends on the order of initiation, right? So if iCCup feel like they're going to be the ones locked down, and they're going to be the ones initiated on, then putting the Aegis on the Gyrocopter is probably the nicer decision, because he is your primary source of damage. You want him to live through the team fight, you want him to be doing as much as he can. But if they're the ones initiating, then again, the Aegis lets the Templar Assassin be that much more aggressive, and if they get the initiation with TA and Clockwork, then I don't really feel like there's a chance that the Gyrocopter gets jumped by anyone, because they're setting the pace of the fight by getting that initiation. So yeah, I think there's an argument either way, and iCCup, I think it's probably a slightly more defensive play, giving it to Jackal here.
And the one thing that is continuously, of course, a nuisance to this game is Brain on his Nature's Prophet. I mean, He's not been really into that many fights. He's basically been split pushing at the start of the game. He wasn't that effective. But he is starting to get to the point where you can't leave him and you have to send someone back every single time. And as you already mentioned with the Keeper of Light, that's fairly simple to do. But he is going to be the one to be basically the one to kill at some point before you can start pushing in.
Yeah. And the really nice thing about having the coddle is I feel like people are way too timid about buying early boots of travel to deal with the Prophet, but yeah, that's a whole other discussion. In iCCup, they've got the Aegis, they've got a Dezo up on the TA, and they're just ready, I think, to start looking towards the high ground. I mean, OsG, they send 3 bot, but they've still got a whole tier 2 to push through, and Fly's already in position.
My cat just started to go mental, so sorry for the cat sounds. But yeah, blinding light helping a bit. Judo running for his life. Trap already went off. We can have a hook shot. There we go. Gets Judo. Elba cannot help his team member anymore and will actually drop before Judo does. He's able to BKB TP out. Nice job.
But they caught Jackal on top. Aegis is already gone.
Can they take him down another time? I doubt it. Sprout will hold him in place for now. We just did coming in to just check if he will be okay, but he will be. There was both RPs used to take that one gyrocopter down.
Yeah, I mean it's face value. It looks like a very favorable trade, just the bane for the gyro Aegis, but yeah, the double RP now on cooldown. iCCup, I think the call just needs to be just go for it. Oh, and Zik has his blink dagger now. I said, oh, you know, how nice is it that it's not a 4-position Rubik and he doesn't have a blink, but we're 34 minutes in and yeah, he's now got that one picked up. So he's going to be joining them bot fairly soon. RPs are on cooldown, so he's not going to be able to get his hands on those. But I mean, iCCup, they have to be saying, yeah, there's no double RP, there isn't even a single RP. In we go. And Nature's Prophet is still probably, you know, 30 seconds, 40 seconds away from doing anything threatening on top.
Yeah, let's see how far they can get with Resolution already up on the high ground. Not scared of anything. Needs to be scared of something though, because yeah, he gets slowed. He can't come too close, the RP. I guess there's only one RP in 20 seconds because the Refresher's still on the long cooldown, and that's probably something that iCCup is very much aware of. And actually Resolution jumps in. Hook shot in, misses actually. Stun getting charged up by Judo. That's Resolution, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Double damage is gonna run out soon, and in the meantime the tower's already down below half HP. And we'll soon be picked off as well. Oh, blink in, RP up on 2. Can they get more Fiendskip helping out as well? There goes the stun being charged up. Another RP though coming from Zik. He is not paying for that. He's getting away on 50 HP. Judo has to be forced back to base as well. Buyback coming off from Slander, who did go down in that engagement. Mag with the BKB running around, seeing if he can find some people. Can't find anybody though, and he actually gets found. And he force-staffs himself to the lower ground, gets himself Slander, stun still hits, and that will be Mag going down. That is gonna be also Nature's Prophet going down for the second time. He tried to split push. I say for the second time, am I right in saying that? No, that was just the first time. But he was split pushing, almost got the tier 3. In a way, it was a fairly even trade, both tier 3 sitting on very low HPs.
Yeah, I mean, aside from that, I think the RP was beautifully timed from OsG. It was, they initiated the fight right as the Nature's Prophet was sort of cresting the high ground and was, you know, starting to turn it into a trade as opposed to a, you know, a back foot fight. But unfortunately Rubik gets the steal off and yeah, they lose the Magnus pretty much right away. And he didn't even blink in for that RP. He just sort of waddled his way up with his brown boots and threw it down. And yeah, iCCup, they don't manage to take anything too significant, though the Nature's Prophet does die one more time. So
yeah, of course Templar Assassin died as well and bought back. So it's not too bad, I guess, for OsG Gaming either. And
yeah,
it has promises for the next time, because next time there will be a Refresher Orb.
Yeah, next time there will be the double RP. I think OsG probably took that defense was probably one of the worst they might see for the rest of the game. Lanes were not in a favorable position for the Nature's Prophet to do anything. They didn't have double RP. I mean, yeah, I don't, you know, things don't get much worse unless iCCup have an Aegis and Cheese or something up on them. So, yeah, looking pretty good that they are contesting with this Rubik, who still has RP and this Blink Dagger. So iCCup probably gonna, he's still got another, what's that, another 2 minutes or so left with that one. So maybe iCCup can make a move just off the back of that.
We've got Oslo Gaming though. They smoke up. They go top, trying to use maybe Nature's Prophet as bait. As I think iCCup is thinking the same thing. They're grouping up a bit as well. No smoke just yet though, even though Rubik has got 2 in his inventory. But we'll see if they want to use that. By the way, for people wondering, Cat has got food. The cat just brought me a toy and he wants me to throw it away because he likes to play fetch. And that's what he does. And I wasn't able to oblige, so that's why he continued whining. Because, yeah. We have smoke up from iCCup as well. Oh, they find Elba. And there goes the Chemical Rage already. Judo runs in first, turns on his BKB RP. First one, whiffed. Second one gets turned around him. StarLadder goes down before he can turn out his second one. Second RP that is, and that is already 3 down. This is going to be a 4th down, and only Enchantress makes it out alive. Buybacks are needed, but StarLadder, he already bought back in the previous fight. He can't buy back right now. This is trouble for OsG Gaming. The only positive side that they have is that the lanes are not really that good for iCCup at the moment.
Yeah, but the game plan right now is barrel down mid as fast as we can. They know that Magnus definitely does not have buyback. I don't know if they even stop if Alchemist buys back at this point. I think they're just going to get at least the 1 rack set here. Fortification is available to buy them a little bit of time, and Brain doing whatever he can on bot just to try and at least get a tier 2 out of this tough situation.
Oh, nice mech, and Enchantress able to stay alive with an Aegis Attendance also, but the tier 3 tower will die. Probably the Rex, and like I said as well. They need to wait for StarLadder. That's all they can wait for. Without it, they can't fight. And of course, they try to have split push going on in the meantime. But the bottom lane is where they need to be. Tier 3 tower there, getting dropped down as well. Nightmare, or Feeble rather, up on Jackal, helping a bit. But Resolution with the Desolator, I mean, it's just so much to be dealing with right now. And another range Rex down the drain. Judo TPs himself in, charges up the stun, but the BKB on Resolution will stop him from casting it. And the blinking from StarLadder, solo, 1-man RP, telekinesis, and this is trouble, because if OsG loses this fight, they're out. And they already lost 2. Hookshot in for the 3rd, find the 3rd. Judo running for his life, but there is a gem. Stun, trying to turn us around. Regis it goes down, but as does Judo, and that is only 1 hero left alive. And now iCCup can take a whole lot more than just his range racks.
Yeah, and I think that's it. Brain, valiant effort, manages to get the tier 3 tower down on top, but Nuisance of the Light is there ready to put an end to that one. So it looks like it's going to be Mega Creeps here, and yeah, I think that's going to be it. Just such an unfortunate team fight for OsG. They didn't get an RP and they got RP'd, and when you have the mag and you get 1-upped in terms of reverse polarities, it's just it's not a fun situation to be in. So GG's going to be called.
Going away of iCCup, landing their 2nd victory of today. So we'll see another game after this one. But first, of course, I'm going to be saying goodbye to you because you have to go to sleep because you're from the outside of the world. But yeah, thank you for co-casting with me. Of course, my co-caster for today was Basskip. For now, we're going to be having Mini for the next couple of games. But first, do yourself some shout-outs, and where can people find you if they want to hear more about you?
Okay, so let's do the whole spiel. So, guys, if you want to give me any feedback as far as this cast is concerned, I'd love to hear from you guys. So basskipdota@gmail.com is your best contact. I'm always checking it. Otherwise, a message in chat will probably find me. I'll be hanging out for the next 5 or so minutes. Otherwise, all of my other outlets are Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Those are all Basskip. So if you guys want to support me as far as my casting is concerned, you can follow there. As far as shoutouts are concerned, I saw a couple of people hanging around, so I'll just do a few. Shoutouts to Spots, shoutouts to Fizzy, shout out to Hawaii, shout out to Fallen, and shout out to Tux. Also shout outs to AQ and TYH. And I think that's going to wrap it up for me. Obviously, thank you very much, Sheever, for having me along for these games.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Really helping me out, as you already know. Yeah, if people want to know more about me, you can do so on all the SheeverGaming channels. You know where to find them, and I'm not going to call them out again. I'm sure you can find them if you really want to. And of course, we're going to be having 2 more games. Better yet, we're going to be having 2 more Na'Vi games. The first one is going to be Na'Vi taking on DD Dota. Second one will be Na'Vi taking on Cupid Red Pandas. For both of those games, I will be joined by Mini, of course, formerly known as Cupid Mini, now without a team. So yes, he will be casting his former team as well. But first, DD Dota versus Na'Vi. We're gonna be jumping ourselves right into that one. Should be about a 4-minute break, if not less. Let's hope it's gonna be less. And don't go anywhere, because I'm thinking there's gonna be some good Dota coming up right now. So also, of course, Basskip, thank you, and see you guys in a moment.
Season 6 of the legendary StarLadder TV series. 16 top European teams. 120 season matches plus an epic LAN final voiced by your favorite shoutcasters. Watch the StarLadder TV matches using your Dota 2 client. Get an exclusive StarLadder HUD. Tickets on sale now.